أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وتم التسليم على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وعلى أصحابه الغر الميامين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين اللهم اجعلنا منهم اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا متقبلا يا أرحم الراحمين. We begin, as we always do, acknowledging that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one worthy and deserving of our praise and thanks, and we ask Him to shower His most complete and abundant blessings and protection upon His noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, upon his noble family, upon his shining companions, and upon all those that follow them until the end of times, and we ask Allah to include us from amongst them. We ask Allah to teach us what will benefit us, to benefit us through what He has taught us, and to increase us in knowledge and accepted actions. Ameen. نعم النساء نساء الأنصار لم يكن يمنعهن الحياء أن يتفقهن في الدين. What a great group of women are the women of the Ansar, the Muslim women from Medina. Shyness does not prevent them from attaining a deep and proper understanding of Islam. This is a statement made by the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ayesha radiallahu anha, as a reaction to a woman from the Ansar who asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam questions regarding sensitive legal rulings. This statement shows that gaining a deep understanding of Islam is a virtue not only for men, but for women as well. However, today, it's not shyness that is preventing women from gaining a deep understanding of Islam. The recent plight of neglecting religious learning is a disease that affects both men and women, but oftentimes, women suffer the consequences at a far greater scale than men do. So why is it that female scholarship is especially lacking today? Allah told us in the Quran that He is pleased with Islam as a way of life for us, but unfortunately, the vast majority of society is pleased with culture as a way of life. People often use culture instead of the Quran and Sunnah as their yardstick for what is correct. They do not use the Quran and Sunnah for what we should and should not do. Certain cultures, especially those found within the Muslim community, have an interesting, to say the least, perspective on women and their role in society. And it's not because those people are bad or bad people or have inherently evil intentions. Many men of these cultures love their wives, their daughters, their sisters, their mothers. But as is the root cause of many issues with our ummah today, the lack of female scholarship is largely due to a lack of sound and proper Islamic knowledge and additionally Islamic history. In the recent history of Muslim culture, scholarship has grown to be associated with a particular gender. Perhaps it is because scholarship is a huge investment, and with men, the fruits of that investment are readily seen. Men are given more opportunities and societal encouragement to memorize the Quran because every masjid needs someone to lead Taraweeh during Ramadan, and many parents love to see their child in the limelight. Or perhaps it's because men have the freedom and time that scholarship demands, whereas women are expected to be the sole caretakers of children while their husbands pursue this virtuous path. Or yet perhaps it's because of a gross assumption that one gender is inherently smarter than the other. And if one gender is naturally smarter, stronger, and has more mental capabilities, then why bother investing in the gender that inherently cannot achieve scholarship at the same level that men can? Unfortunately, the list of reasons why Islamic scholarship has grown to be associated with men only goes on, and many reasons are interconnected and feed off of each other. Now, there is a difference between complaining about an issue and bringing awareness to an issue. Simply complaining about how terrible something might be and pointing fingers at who we think might be at fault, this is not the way of a believer. The Prophet ﷺ said, إِذَا قَالَ الرَّجُلُ هَلَكَ النَّاسِ فَهُوَ أَهْلَكُهُم. That when a person says that people have been ruined, then that person is the most ruined of them. Or read slightly differently, that person is the one who ruined them. Why female scholarship is lacking is not something to complain about because, one, complaining about this is only going to further the false stereotype that women complain a lot. And two, complaining and only complaining does not achieve or fix anything. We discuss why female scholarship is lacking to bring awareness to the fact that it is lacking and that there are deep-rooted societal and cultural forces that have led to this shortage. Only when we first recognize that there is a problem and recognize the causes of those problems can we find effective solutions and inspire change. We, as a Muslim community in America, can change the narrative that Islamic scholarship is only for men. But in order for this change to be productive, it takes work. It takes work on the part of both men and women. Men, fathers, brothers, husbands, sons, the women in your life have played a central role in shaping you into the man that you are today. Those same women who may have changed your diapers or changed the diapers of your children, who feed you and iron your clothes, who can make you laugh and smile on demand, who have an open ear after a long and tiring day at work. They have incredible intelligence, strength, and potential. They just need the opportunity and support. Encourage them and support them to be the strongest and smartest Muslim women that they can be. Encourage them and help them find ways to memorize the Quran, to learn Arabic, to attend the masjid regularly for salah, to take various classes on Islamic subjects. Support them in these endeavors and tell them that their intelligence and spirituality is valuable. Realize that their engagement in studying Islam might take away from some of the things you might be used to or expect as their daily role. But be patient because their journey along the path of Islamic knowledge is worth it. One of the most beautiful things that I have seen that has given me hope for the future was a scholarly couple, a husband and wife, Shaykh and Shaykha, and the husband came to teach a class of about 30 to 40 people, and he brought his young son in a stroller with him. And he was teaching the class while walking the stroller back and forth at the front of the room. And he told us that he brought his son to class so that his wife could engage in her scholarly pursuits. Years later, I saw that same scholar giving khutbah, the Friday sermon, with his son, now a toddler, sitting at his feet. Again, he made it a point to teach the attendees that he brought his son with him so that his wife could engage in her scholarly pursuits. So, men of our community, do not think that women in your life are going to abandon you or the family by studying Islam. They just need a little help. And if you help them and you change the way that you view their role, your family and the Muslim community will benefit. Know that by encouraging and supporting the women in your life to engage with and pursue Islamic studies at whatever level it may be, everyone will benefit, just as everyone benefits from having a male scholar or pious person in their family and community. Women, mothers, sisters, wives, daughters, Allah said, أَنِّي لَا أُضِيعُ عَمَلَ عَامِلٍ مِّنْكُمْ مِنْ ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنْثَى. Allah said, I will never waste your actions, whether you are a man or a woman. Studying Islam is one of the best actions that human beings can possibly do, and Allah is telling you that this virtuous path is for both men and women. Your gender does not define the status that you have with Allah. You are just as intelligent and just as capable to study Islam as anyone else. Go out there with a sincere intention, and through Allah's grace, the world will see that Islam is a religion that is not only meant to be followed by both genders, but that is meant to be learned and mastered by both genders. Take classes, enroll in a seminary program, go to the masjid for salah regularly, memorize the Quran or a portion of it with precision. Scholarship is a long and tough journey. Put your heart and soul into it. Work hard for it, harder than you've worked for anything else. Whatever Islamic learning you do, master it and go forward and teach it. Not because of any agenda to promote the capabilities of your gender, but because you love Allah and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you want Allah and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to love you because of your dedication to deen. Don't let cultural norms and pressures get you down, but at the same time, don't feel entitled to scholarship or that you are smarter than your male counterparts. Again, your status with Allah does not lie in your gender. You are intelligent and capable, not because you're a woman, but because you are a human being and because you are Muslim. When both men and women put in the effort and work to inspire change, we can make female scholarship a priority again, as it should be. And why exactly should it be a priority? Scholarship and literacy for both men and women is crucial for our success as a Muslim community. As our youth grow up to one day become husbands and wives, and later on fathers and mothers, having a solid grounding in Islamic education is what the prosperity of these future families will depend on. We have already discussed the crisis of knowledge and the negative impact that this lack of prioritization has had on the youth. In 2019 America, both knowledge and practice are slowly diminishing as the generations move forward. What of the future generation of children who will grow up in a completely different world than the one that we grew up in? How can we ensure that the banner of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah is carried forward with strength and confidence by the next generation? Women, as future mothers, play a pivotal role in ensuring that that banner stays high. Mothers are their children's first teachers, often rearing them with ideas and practices that they will always hold tight to. The future of Islam in America depends on spiritually healthy fathers and mothers that raise their children to be strong, practicing Muslims. Female Islamic literacy and scholarship is important because we want our future mothers to raise their children with a strong Islamic foundation. This is only possible if our women are well-versed in Islamic studies. Today, there are already places, institutions, and people that are scratching the surface of prioritizing female scholarship. Alhamdulillah, the narrative is slowly changing. There are schools that now open their doors to both men and women, providing them with similar opportunities to study Islam and memorize the Quran. There are teachers that value their female students and push them to succeed at high levels. There are parents, spouses, and family members that want the women in their lives to pursue Islamic literacy and Islamic scholarship. IOK is an example of such a place that provides avenues for women to pursue a variety of Islamic studies, whether it is weekend classes on a variety of Islamic subjects, Quran memorization, and women are also given the opportunity to pursue high-level scholarship with IOK's seminary program. Women are active participants in these spaces, oftentimes performing at high levels of excellence which their teachers can attest to. They are given opportunities not only to learn, but also they are provided with channels to teach and be put in mentorship roles. At IOK, female scholarship is growing to become a crucial component to the fabric of Islamic scholarship as a whole. Qalam is another such institution that welcomes female students to its comprehensive seminary program. And Yaqeen is an organization that wholeheartedly provides various means for learned women to publish their knowledge so that others may benefit. The steps to make the Islamic scholarship arena a place of equal grounding for both men and women are definitely taking place. And as these places encourage female learning and scholarship, the institutions, the teachers, and the fellow students come to realize the indispensable value of having women in the classroom. Certain issues, when looked at from a female perspective, add multiple levels of depth and nuance that would not have come to the surface if looked at through solely a male lens. Just as different ethnicities and socioeconomic backgrounds coming together is crucial for a rich understanding and appreciation of anything, so too are female minds crucial for a rich understanding and appreciation of Islam. When a variety of experiences come together, work hard, and put their minds together, greatness is born. It is very important for both men and women to actively participate and engage in the same classroom environment. Learning from the same teachers at the same level, engaging with the same texts, allows for more fruitful, thought-provoking, and in-depth discussions. We do not want our students to go through years of study and come out with a lack of understanding of a significant portion of the Muslim community and population at large. If we are training scholars, preachers, Islamic counselors, chaplains, and leaders that benefit the community, it is important that they understand that community and the various challenges that different groups of that community face. The more understanding that a person has of the people that are different than them, the more beneficial that person is to the people around them. To close, the title of this session is The Growing Spaces for Female Scholarship. And everyone direct your attention to the word growing. Given the challenges that female scholarship presents, amazing strides to prioritize female scholarship have already been made. However, the work is far from done. The spaces are growing and not yet grown. Both men and women can contribute to the growth of female scholarship. Men, by supporting and encouraging the women in your life to pursue Islamic studies and valuing their scholarship. And women, by firstly having a sincere intention to please Allah and the Prophet ﷺ, and then by realizing your potential, taking advantage of whatever opportunities exist around you, and working very, very hard. Go out there and get stuff done. Because without you taking that first step, nothing is going to change. But if you commit yourself to live a life traveling along the path of Islamic studies, Allah can change hearts and minds and make people realize that women too can master Islamic scholarship. وصلى اللهم على نبينا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين.